Everyone, it's Misty here. Hey, hi, hello. Before we get into this update video, I just want to say thank you, Leslie. I'm pretty sure you watched this channel. I appreciate you sending me the cute strawberry shortcake nightgown. It fits, just barely, it fits, but right now I have it hanging up, so it's the very first thing I see when I walk into my closet, and I appreciate the fact that you don't want to share your return address, so I can't send you a thank you card, but I appreciate you nonetheless. So thank you very much. It's always just beyond comprehending just how thoughtful and nice so many of you are, and I appreciate it. So yeah, anyway, let's move on. So this video is long overdue. We have some things to talk about. So yeah, so I decided I'm filming this on Friday, March, 20th. Yesterday was Rob's birthday. He turned 62 years old. We have a 14-year age gap, and that age gap hits a little different now, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. You guys know we celebrated our 16th wedding anniversary back in December, so this is my 16th birthday with him, or his birthday with him. It was 17th birthday for my birthday next month, because we met like at the end of March, and we met in person on April the 3rd. So anyway, there's that. So yesterday was his birthday, and I had filmed earlier in the week, and I wanted to make sure that I could film some intro videos, and I owed you guys this update. So we're going to be talking about mental health and toxicity that is diet culture and all of the things in this video. So if those are triggers for you, then this is not the video for you, unfortunately. So I don't think I have seasonal affect disorder, whatever it's called. I don't feel like that's where my depression stems from. I've been in a really deep depressive episode for at least the last 6 weeks. So much so that my therapist was like, I want to go back to every week. And I said, that's fine. So I've been seeing her every week. But this has been... Listen, I don't mind when I'm sad. I don't mind feeling emotions. It's when I go apathetic that I start to worry. Like, part of my brain is flashing red lights, like, fix it. We're broken. Do something about this. Because the other part of me is like, I don't give a fuck if I'm here or not. Like, all of those things. So, like, I just don't care. And I don't care that I don't care. I've said that before on this channel, and some of you understand it, some of you don't. But like, I normally am a person who is very self-aware and care about what I'm doing and who I'm doing it with and all of those other things. But when I get to that point where I just don't care, and then the other part of me is like, I don't care that you don't care right now, that's when I start to worry. And that's kind of where I've been, to the point where I see my psychiatrist this week, a pre-scheduled appointment, and I'm going to talk to him about the medication, but I'm also going to talk to him about possibly having ADHD. That was one thing my doctor and my therapist and I talked about the other day. She's like, now I can't diagnose you, Misty. She's like, I'm not a medical doctor. She's like, but, you know, in women, a lot of depression and anxiety is masking something that goes along with ADHD. So where I go for my psychiatry, where I go for Spravato, they actually do the test for ADHD. So I'm going to ask him if he'll go ahead and refer me for that and just get that tested, just to rule it out, because my brother has ADHD, my nephew has ADHD. It does run in the family, and it presents differently in women, and it presents differently in women who are specifically menopausal, because we've masked it as other things growing up. So we'll see. I don't know. But if it is ADHD and I could get on some ADHD meds that will help, then that would be cool. I would be fine with that. The other issue is that when you're on a GLP-1, from everything I've read, it messes with the neural pathways for dopamine and serotonin. Because one of the ways that they're effective is they make food less enjoyable. Well, that's not just targeted to food. When you're messing around with your dopamine and serotonin receptors or whatever in your brain, that's messing with it for your entire body. So it could be that my body is producing too much of those, and my body just can't use it because of the GLP-1. And the only reason why I know this is because I've been doing so much research into things. I'm on saffron extract because I saw that could help, and maybe it has. I don't know. I've been on it now for 2 weeks, and I'm in here filming a video and not sitting in the chair, not caring about anything or anyone, and rereading the same book for 100 times. So maybe it's helping. I don't know. But one thing I think is the issue is I have chronic illness and I live with chronic pain. And from November to March, those months are when my pain is at a higher level. It's when I feel my worst. So it would make sense that because I'm feeling awful, that I would be depressed about feeling awful. So I think it's just kind of this hamster wheel that I'm on. And I don't know if there's any real fix to it, but I am going to talk to my psychiatrist and see what we can do, because I've been on Spravato now for 2 years. I can't up my dose. I could try, but the last time I tried to up it, I basically spent 2 hours throwing up and drunk. I felt drunk. And it wasn't helpful at all. So I don't know. So we'll go from there. But the depression has been deep. And the reason why I brought up ADHD is because I saw something about doom piles. You guys, let me know if you do this. This craft room is a hot mess express. I've been talking about it now since before Christmas. But I realized that I have piles of things everywhere. And I've always been this way. I will pile things up and then I'll just move a pile out of the way when I need something. And it was like, you have that because decision fatigue and having to go through a pile and decide where it goes, etc. All of that just leads to decision fatigue, and you just don't want to mess with it. And I was like, okay, that sounds about right. Like, a lot of people who are procrastinators are also have ADHD, and it's like, okay. So we'll get tested. We'll see what happens. Again, at this point, I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to help with the depression, because I'm really trying to stay around. I would really like to, but some days my brain makes it hard to want to. And so whatever I can do to help with that. I bring up the GLP-1 because one of my intentions and goals for 2026 was to not diet. And that's hard. I've been dieting since I was 8 years old. I'll be 48 at the end of next month. I've been dieting literally 40 years of my life. And I wanted to not diet in 2026. I'm up 27 pounds since surgery. I weighed in at 327 this morning. And one of the things I was like, I'm not going to get on the scale. I'm not going to get on the scale. I'm not going to worry about my weight. Number one, because BMI is no longer a thing that people rely on scientifically. And number two, the weight on the scale is your relationship to gravity, and that's it. I've said that for forever, and it's true. There's no one disease other than obesity that afflicts only fat people. Type 2 diabetes, you can be thin and be a type 2 diabetic. In fact, I remember a nurse one time telling me she was type 2 diabetic, and she weighed maybe 125 pounds. I'm not kidding. So, like, anyway, that's a tangent. But I was like, I'm not going to diet. I just want to focus on healing my relationship with food. But when I tell you the toxicity of diet culture runs deep, it runs deep. Because my very first thought, not this morning, a couple of weeks ago when I weighed at the doctor, my very first thought was, oh fuck, I'm going to have to go on a diet. And I was just like, record scratch. No, we don't need to go on a diet. We'll just be more mindful of making sure we're hitting our fiber goals and getting more protein. We'll just go from there. I have continued to gain weight. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck is happening? So I saw my regular doctor at the beginning of March, and we were talking about glimepiride. I think it's called Amaryl, is its manufacturer name. That's a drug you and I have talked about before. Since I've been on it, when did I go on it? May 2024? I've gone on and off of it since I've been on it, because it was 2020. It must have been last year I was on it, because I started Mounjaro in December of 2024, and I started that not long after. But one thing I've said is that it counteracts the brain stuff with Mounjaro. So I was talking to my doctor about it, and I was like, I said, I don't know. I just feel like it's messing with the GLP-1. And he's like, I don't like to prescribe that drug. He's like, because it's really bad on your pancreas. It's really hard on your pancreas. And I was like, okay. And it was just like this thought that he said and just kind of went out of my head until the day before yesterday. I got on the scale because did I get on the scale? Got on the scale last week, I think, at a doctor's office. And I was just like, what in the world is going on with me? I'm not overeating. I'm only like, I'm not. I told Rob, I was like, am I eating more than I think I am? And he's like, no. He's like, you know, you eat twice a day. You're not like eating these huge meals. And I'm like, what is going on? Why would an endocrinologist, and this is the endocrinologist that I've never liked, why would he put me on a drug that causes my pancreas to push out more insulin? That's the whole fucking reason why I didn't go back on insulin. You idiot. You cannot lose weight. It's almost impossible to lose weight when your body is producing so much of a fat storing hormone. And type 2 diabetes is basically metabolic syndrome X, which is basically insulin resistant. So my body and my pancreas produce plenty of insulin. My body just doesn't use it the way that it should. So why are you giving me a drug that causes me to produce more insulin? Make it make sense. So I stopped that drug. Today was my first day off of it. We'll see what happens. But it just irritates the fuck out of me because it's like, okay, you put me on this drug that counteracts the Mounjaro, but now I'm at the highest dose of Mounjaro, so I'm gaining weight on a GLP-1. Make it make sense. So I went off that pill. This is not me telling you what to do. This is just me telling you that I'm frustrated that a doctor would put me on a medication that causes my pancreas to produce more insulin when my body produces plenty of insulin. My body just doesn't use it correctly. And if you didn't know, like glucose is what causes your, like that's what fuels your body. I know keto believes ketones. I think they both do. So the job of insulin is to push glucose into your cells. So if you have a normal glucose number, that's because insulin's done its job. It's pushed the glucose in your cells. But when you have insulin resistance, your cells are full of glucose and the insulin isn't able to push it in. So then you have excess insulin and excess glucose just floating around in your blood. That's a very layman's technology of that, and it may be slightly off. But the point of the matter is, why would you give someone who's dealing with insulin resistance more insulin? When I specifically said, I'm not going back on insulin because insulin makes me gain weight. And I'm kind of pissed at myself that I didn't just trust my instincts when I noticed that it was causing issues in the first place. So I'm on sitagliptin. It's a sulfonylurea or whatever drug. And I've just decided that I'm not taking it. I'm on the full dose of Mounjaro and I'm on sitagliptin. And that's just going to have to do what it does. I'm not going back on it. I would rather go on metformin. I would rather go on metformin. And that's saying a lot because I hate metformin. So anyway, so I am up quite a bit of weight since I had surgery. I've also been dealing with a lot of inflammation. Today, I got on the scale because this is the thinnest my feet have been since, what is on my foot? Since this weather pattern in Texas. Like felt like 19 on Monday and today we're supposed to be 90. We have skipped spring and we're going into summer. And my body is just like, what the fuck is going on, Mother Nature? So I've been dealing with a lot of inflammation the last few days. And today was the first day where I was like, oh, look at all the water that's off of me. Let me weigh to see if there's any difference. And I'm up 2 pounds. And I'm like, you know what? Just whatever. And then it was like, Misty, now we know the cause. We've stopped that drug. We're going to monitor my blood sugar, my glucose numbers. I see him in May. I may still try to find a different endocrinologist. I'm at 157. It is it's 3 o'clock. I haven't eaten today. I had a coffee this morning. So it's fine. It is what it is. I'm not taking that medicine ever again in my life. So, but it was really easy for me to get sucked back into that, oh, I have to lose weight. Oh, I have to lose weight. Oh, I have to restrict. When I'm trying to heal my relationship with food and not restrict. I want to find a way of eating that is sustainable for the rest of my life. I also want to stop relying on food as an emotional coping mechanism. So that's my goal with both of those things, or all three of those things. So I'm just going to continue what I'm doing, which is eating fiber, focusing on protein, and just let the rest happen as it may. I really want off a GLP-1 though. I really, really do want off a GLP-1, but I don't know what my other options are. And I don't trust this endocrinologist enough. So my regular doctor ordered blood work. I need to go have that done. My liver enzymes are up again too. Lord. So it could be a host of things, but we're going to start with that one thing and go from there. So I'm off the medication. I'm going to be tested for ADHD to see if that will help with the depression. I may switch drugs. I've been on this dose of Wellbutrin now for 2 years, and I feel like maybe it's time to try something different. I don't know. I just know that it's been a rough 5 to 6 weeks, and I hate it. I hate it because I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to do anything. Nothing, absolutely nothing brings me joy. And I got like, oh, I'm ready to craft. I want to card make, was raring to go. And then like 2 days later, I felt like I don't care about anything except for strawberry shortcake. I have new babies. Listen, if you love me, my birthday is next month. If you want to just give me gift certificates to Blue Sky Clayworks, I would appreciate it. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But that's kind of where my love has been. Just like strawberry shortcake. Strawberry shortcake. Strawberry shortcake. Strawberry shortcake. So anywho, that's kind of where I've been. It's just been like, and you guys know a turtle, which I really need to do the opposite. I really need to reach toward community for help and for community, but a turtle, and I just go into my shell and I just don't talk or do anything with anyone. So, yeah, TLDR, depressed, and don't care, but want to care at the same time. And imagine that a medication is causing a side effect and it's affecting other medications and other portions of your body. Imagine that. So I've been, like I said, focusing on fiber. I've discovered my love of the banana cream Olipop. Oh my God. It's like drinking a banana cream pie. And it doesn't taste like Laffy Taffy banana. It tastes like an actual banana. It's so weird. But I feel like when I have a sweet tooth, I have one of those. They have 9 grams of fiber. And it really does help with that. I've also been eating a lot of frozen cherries. I mean, not like a ton at a time, but like I'll have frozen cherries, once a day sometimes, or every day for a week or whatever. I kind of go in spurts. Sometimes I have my little apple rice cake things, which I haven't actually had those in a couple of days, or like actually a couple of weeks. I hyperfixate. That's another reason why I'm like, is it ADHD? Like, am I hyperfixating on what? Is that part of it? So I don't know. Like, seriously, I'll be 48 at the end of April, and I feel like I don't know anything else about myself than I did 7 years ago. That's a lie. Yes, I do. But you know how I feel. Hopefully, maybe you know how I feel. I don't know. Again, this is a scatterbrained mess of shit. Okay? Okay. I don't love my makeup look, but I put it on, and here we are. Yeah. So, the good things that have happened. Celebrated Rob's birthday. Love him more every day. It's a pleasure and a privilege, and I always appreciate that he wants to keep me around to celebrate more birthdays with him. Roxy's doing well. The weather is nice. I've gotten some new babies. That's nice. So yeah, there are good things that have happened, but sometimes it's really, especially when you're depressed, it's really hard to focus on positive things. I've been trying to do kind of like a low bar, high bars, like especially like with teeth brushing. My skincare just goes to shit when I'm this depressed, but just making sure, like, if I'm not brushing my teeth twice a day, at least I'm brushing it before I go to bed, or at least I'm brushing them in the morning. At least I'm using my mouthwash. Like, at the very least, I'm doing those things. So, yeah, I'm trying, you guys. I really am trying. And, like, I've just had to stay off Facebook. I'll get on Facebook maybe once a day. And the minute I get something political in my feed, I sometimes share it and then I'm just off the app. Because I'm just like, I cannot handle what's going on right now. And then telling James Tellerico that he insulted Jesus when he is a prime example of what Christianity should look like is bananas. Bananas. Sometimes you just have to sit back in the state of our world and go, what are we doing? Like, we have a convicted felon and pedophile in public, like at the highest office of the United States of America. Like, what have we done? What is happening? And it's beyond my control, so I try not to try not to fixate on it. So yeah, anywho, that's it, you guys. I'm sure this was a mess. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. I consider many of you friends. And I appreciate that you take time out of your day. We all get the same 24 hours in a day. Not all of us get to utilize those 24 hours like everybody else. But I appreciate you taking 30 minutes or so out of your day to check in on me. I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate you. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, I'm just trying to put one foot in front of the other right now. And hopefully my psychiatrist can help me get things figured out. And then if I need to change meds, I change meds. If I need to go back to every 2 weeks on Spravato, we'll try every 2 weeks. If I need to try the higher dose of Spravato, I am willing to give it a go at least one time. But that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. This was probably all over the place because my brain is kind of all over the place. But hopefully it made some sense. And like I said, I just wanted to check in with you guys. I'm feeling a little bit better, but not great. But yeah. So anywho, that's it. You can find all my information listed down below. I am posting a video on my Jolly Fed Elf channel. I'm hopefully posting a Get Ready With Me video on my Misty channel. I've got a hair on her eyelash. You can see it. I don't know where it is. But yeah, Daisy. I hope you're doing well. Check in down below. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your weather is weathering. My friend lives in Colorado and they hit 90 degrees. I think they barely got any measurable snowfall. She's worried about wildfires this summer. We had really good rain a couple of weeks ago. Like, it rained a lot. And that was really a blessing. So there are things that I'm grateful for. I've been getting a lot of 111s and 1111s. So I've been checking in spiritually. Like, when I see something, I'll just say a prayer of gratitude or just say thank you or whatever. So I'm doing my best over here, and that's really all you can do. So yeah. All right. I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now. This probably made no fucking sense because my brain makes no sense. This probably made no sense because my brain makes no sense.